with Rick Sanchez.
And good evening. Tonight, in what is one of the most blockbuster reports to hit newsstands in decades, there is now what appears to be clear and compelling evidence that much of what we have been told about the war in Afghanistan over the past 18 years has been nothing but blatant lies. In fact, our government knew the truth. Why? Generals, officers, staff were all interviewed by a government panel, and they generally said the war has been a disaster. We don't even know what the mission is. And why are we here? Those are their comments. But the information gleaned from those interviews was blocked, buried, hidden from public view. Instead, we were repeatedly told by three different administrations this.
Given the nature and reach of our enemies, we will win this conflict by the patient accumulation of successes, by meeting a series of challenges with determination and will and purpose. Today, we focus on Afghanistan.
Tonight, I can tell you that we are fulfilling that commitment. Thanks to our extraordinary men and women in uniform, our civilian personnel, and our many coalition partners, we are meeting our goals.
Clearly, we have to continue the fight against the Taliban and against others in order for them to understand they will never win a military victory.
The truth was just the opposite. For 2 decades, we have been told that we were making progress in Afghanistan. We were not making progress. Far from it. Here's what's worse. Documents now made public for the first time. These interviews conducted with U.S. military officers and their staffs prove not only that we were not making progress, but also that our government knew we were not making progress. Nothing near it. They had the interviews, hundreds of them. They knew the war was a disaster, but they just didn't tell us. In fact, if not for the persistent reporting by the Washington Post, who deserves credit, because they went to court for 3 years to fight in court to finally have these interviews made public, we would still not know. We would not know that generals were saying they didn't even know what the hell the mission was. We would not know that our own officers were reporting that Afghan government officials that we were backing were, quote, killers and in some cases acted like mobsters. And we would not know that even high-ranking officers were privately describing our Afghanistan policy as a complete mess. What this report by the Washington Post explicitly nails down is what we here have been questioning on this newscast now for more than a year, that our war in Afghanistan and in other places like Syria and like Yemen isn't really about being at war with a necessary enemy. No. You know who we're at war with in these cases? We're at war with the truth. This is The News with Rick Sanchez, where we believe it's time to do news again.